sister with me holiday. I don't know. I say my brother with me holiday. I don't know. Me I know. Say you don't know. Me I know when me holiday. I know when me holiday. Now this is the one I got holiday. I know when me holiday. That trouble is in a me holiday. I know when me holiday. That is not the jealous in me holiday. I know when me holiday. That power below that me holiday. I know when me holiday. That whole way that me holiday. Me I know, say you don't know. Me I know when me holiday. That this is the word I got holiday.
If you want to get wealth without working for it at all, join African politics.
My people, where you at? Where you at? Wake up from your slumber, stop sleeping. Wave your hands, wave your hands, wave your hands, wave your. Come on, come on, come on. I know you're sleeping now. Y'all gotta wake up some more, yeah? Okay, let's go. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not go. I said we tired with their lies. We tired with their promises that led us to a lot of damages. We tired with that speech they preach indeed, and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrates us. So why did you lie? Why did you steal? Why did you allow the citizens to be? You see, we just tell you that's why we voted you. But you fool us, you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us, so the people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not the corrupt. No one to trust. My people, no one to hope on. Nobody. My hope that I have been broken. I'm telling you, brother. So where are the schools? Where are the roads? Where are the jobs that they say they could afford? But they're too selfish. The people tired with their rhetoric. People tired, they tired. You see the reason why we ask why the government betray. They have enough of time, but yeah, then instead they delay. People suffer. No work, but people crying for hunger. Look at. Your vision and your mission, your intention to the nation, they poor. You got nothing to show. Nothing. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us, so the people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not corrupt.
Allah will say good morning to everyone this morning in Radio Land. Even our comrades and compeers in a land we call Liberia. We are coming to you from the state of Pennsylvania.
Some of you may be.
We are coming to you from the state of Pennsylvania, the city of brotherly love and sisterly affection. This morning we intend to talk about the issues of corruption the rule of law in our country.
to ill-gotten
Whether this government is proceeding rightly,
to get
we are asking our audience to share our page this morning to see reasons and to call here and be able to contribute to the growth and development of our country, Liberia. While we wait on our audience, we'll take some music, entertain you with some videos.
Let's go.
The people fool us. They lie to us. They said that they are in the interest of our people. This government, Josh Manan Weah led government, they said they are in the interest. But the budget that have been submitted to the national legislature is a clear indication that this government is not in our interest. Looking at what has been happening in our country, it is true that Josh Manan Weah is trying the possible best to improve the life of our people, but yet the peoples are disenchanted with the budget so far.
You screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us, the people lie to us, the government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they go knock the corrupt. I said no one to trust. My people don't want to hope on. Nobody. My hope that I have been broken. I'm telling you, brother. So where are the schools? Where are the roads? Where are the jobs that they say they could afford? But they're too selfish. The people tired with their rhetoric. People tired, they tired. You see the reason why we ask why the government betray. They have enough of time, but yet then instead they delay. People suffer. No work, but people crying for hunger. Look at. Your vision and your mission, your intention to the nation, they poor. You got nothing to show. Nothing. So why? The
Some of you may be aspiring to positions of leadership in the political arena, but the question is, why do you want to lead? In Africa,
And like I said, good morning to all of our followers, our audience in and around Liberia. This is one of the best talk shows in the state of Pennsylvania, if not the United States. We have audience around the world. We have audience that participate on the show, and we are not deterred by those who try to turn us down. All we do is to discuss the interests of our country, and that country is Liberia. And so let me welcome some of our viewers before going strictly to the issues.
For democratic change, now the whole country champion coming so.
Daniel G. Kekula, all the way from Bonkante this morning. Fred, good morning, all the way from Iowa. And we said good morning to our friend and brother, Francis Duno. Welcome, my friend and brother, to the great state of Pennsylvania, the city of brotherly love and sisterly affection. Patient catered all the way from North Dakota, if not, North Carolina. Vafle Dole, our own big brother. What's up, Chief?
Most go corridor. Go there, I wanna go there. Go celebrate.
Wolo Topo. Wolo Topo, good morning, Chief. How you doing?
Celebrate. Go celebrate.
Robert Clark, the brother is enjoying the land of liberty.
Go celebrate. Nothing you can tell us now. Go celebrate. Nothing.
Quickly, let me welcome you to the Abrakar Talk Show. I am your lead host, Mzee Abraham K. Kamara, coming to you live from the state of Pennsylvania, the city of brotherly love and sisterly affection. We intend to look at the issues of corruption in our Liberian society and the way in which these governments continue to proceed. So we are going to discuss and give it to our audience so you can look at it. The first thing first, we want to know Josh upon Weah. This brother played soccer. He came from West Africa, specifically Liberia, before going to Europe. Prior to the elections of 2005, Josh Manan Weah was just a mere high school dropout. Prior to 2005 election, he was very clear to the Liberian people that indeed he is a high school dropout. Few years after the slogan at the time, they said that he was not prepared. The brother went back to school. He did not waste no time, went to the university, graduated with a master's degree, and Josh Manan Weah mustered the courage, went to class. Eugene Nambe, who is the current information minister, was one of the persons who was helping Josh Manan Weah in making sure that his assignment and other academic issue, or if not, work is done. In no time, the brother graduated, came to the Liberian people. We elected him as senator. But prior to that, this young man served. He served as the country peace ambassador. Did Josh Manan Weah actually achieve? Did he really achieve in uniting the Liberian people? We saw in no time $3 million was given for that tax. In no time we saw Josh Manan Weah not even making an effort to present to the Liberian people what we call his manifesto, his plan of actions, how he intends to unite the Liberian people. Where the peace and reconciliation was to start from. In no time, we saw that Josh Manan Weah failed the Liberian people when it comes to peace and reconciliation. He was unable to unite the people of our country when Josh Manan Weah was appointed by Ellen Johnson Sirleaf to serve as a peace ambassador. We also, in no time, we saw Josh Manan Weah saying that he wanted to learn in our country. So the sedition's justification at the time was to make him senator so he can get the clear understanding of how governments operate. Again, the senatorial elections, he contested against George Musu Freeman, who came from the CDC before becoming senator. Josh Manan Weah did not in no time present any document on what are his aim and objective, what are some of the things that he wants to see happening in the House of Senate. And Josh Weah was elected overwhelmingly by the Liberian people, if not the people of Mosorado County. But what happens? When Josh Weah went to the House of Senate, Josh Weah turned to a complete bubble. This is a man who went to the House of Senate and he turned completely as a sleeping giant. The Liberian people did not learn. We did not learn our lesson. We elected him as president of our country. Then now we are complaining. It has been more than 2 weeks. Those that were caught in the election, in a corruption wet by the Global Witness report. The president set up a committee to carry on that investigation. In contradiction, the president appointed Councillor Musa Dean. On the same platform, we said that Musa Dean was not in the interest of the Liberian people for the fact that Musa Dean was part and parcel of the concession agreement, if not the oil black that was awarded to Chevron and other companies. It was Musa Dean who was the head of NOCA at the time, when Block 11, Block 13, Block 10, Block 14, Block 15 was awarded. That same Musa Dean cannot preserve. And the president did the honorable thing. If not, Musa Dean did the honorable thing, and he recused himself from the investigation as head of the committee. After 2 weeks, 3 weeks, the committee spent completely almost 3 weeks before presenting their finding to the president. As we speak, the president had the report on his desk, but no actions have been taken. Those that are part or that are caught in a report are enjoying at the detriment of the Liberian people. Those that are in the report have been paid, seriously financed by the Liberian people resources. But yet this president is yet to take an action. Up to now, the public have no clue, except some of us that have individuals that are giving us sensitive information from within the government structure. President Weah has refused to tell the Liberian people what the report says. The report has become a furniture. The report has become furniture on the desk of the president. Corruption. Those that are around the president has refused to indeed, down to the information ministry, have refused to inform the Liberian people about how the Liberian people resources, how the Liberian people will get their resources back. But this president continued to surround himself with corrupt individuals. Corrupt individuals. Emmanuel Shaw, Honorable Bernard, and the list go on. Rabah Salif and the legs of Fuma Salif, they are still enjoying. When the sedition said yesterday that these individuals were corrupt, now they have the power, but they have refused to improve the living conditions of our people. The Liberian people are desperately in need of a leader that will take actions, that will bring people to book that have been caught in a corruption web. This president is here to take an action. I said it on this platform that an attempt for CDC to say that yes, indeed, they will audit Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. You will hear things that you have never heard before. And so because of that, even yesterday, you heard President Weah praising Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. When they see Ellen Johnson Sirleaf party was rejected on the basis of massive corruption, on the basis of nepotistic behavior, on the basis of cronyism, then you have the president praising such a person. It was a complete contradiction when yesterday Moba Maluden said Ellen Johnson Sirleaf government was corrupt. In less than 2 to 3 months prior to the president taking office, President Weah make it clear that this government has performed, and if he was to grade this government of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf government, he will give them 80%. Giving a government in Africa, especially Liberia, 80%, where in vast majorities of the people were living in abject poverty, wherein the resources of our country have been siphoned by few individuals, wherein the rise of goods and services have increased to the extent our people, the masses, are impatient. The masses are impatient. Yesterday, let me take you back a little bit to history. The reason why we get rid of people like Tobo, the quote-unquote, at the time, was nepotistic behavior. The reason why people went to war was because of corruption. Corruption was one of the underlying factors that the Liberian people went to war. We went to war because we felt that we were marginalized. The people from Nima County felt that they were marginalized. The Madingo-speaking tribes felt that they were marginalized. Charles Taylor and that of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, the American Liberians, they also felt marginalized at the time. When Doe took over, in a twinkle of an eye, Doe was one of the corrupt African leaders at the time. Contradiction. Charles Taylor came to power. Let us forget about how Charles Taylor came. Charles Taylor came to power. What we experienced dictatorship. We experienced dictatorships in our country. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf came to power. We experienced nepotistic behavior, cronyisms, and corruption. George Mann and Weah have come to power. Look at where we are. When people continue to think that George Mann and Weah is not corrupt, but yet he was part of a government that was referred to as one of the corrupt governments in modern history. Contradiction. Contradiction. Judgment and we are refused to tell the Liberian people when the money that was to be printed, the National Legislature in August 2016, the National Legislature passed a law. They both have concord. They agreed to print new money so that the seditionists and other individuals can have access to our country money. What we saw the central bank violating the national legislature, violating the law of our land. The bill was passed for 4 million new money to be printed. You see, in our country, people don't understand. Wherein you have surplus of Liberian dollars on the market, what happened? The rate increased. At the end result, because there are surplus of Liberian dollars on the market, the US dollar is in demand. And so a businessman want a US dollar for his goods. What happens? Judgment and we are refused to inform the Liberian people. Up to now, I challenge some of you guys, don't even know how many Liberian dollar was printed. When they passed the law for them to print 4 million Liberian dollars, guess what happens? The central bank went and printed 4 billion Liberian dollars. From 4 million to 4 billion Liberian dollar was printed. It was wherein they introduced the 500 banknote. So at the end result, the Ellens, the Johnsons, the Salif can have sufficient Liberian dollar prior to the election. When the election came, Vani Salif, that is currently presiding at Ministry of Internal Affairs, Vani Salif, what you think Vani Salif was retained? Have you think why Vani Salif and the legs of others was retained? Have you actually think about that? Vani Salif went to Bon County with more than 1 million Liberian dollars to campaign in the interest of CDC. What happens? The Liberian people left in complete darkness. People just saw the new money on the market. But yet the people senator refused to inform the Liberian people about how this Liberian people money was printed. If Josh Madden Weah was in the interest of the Liberian people, and at the time he was presiding in the House of Senate, sorry to say, he was in the House of Senate, don't you think it was fair on his part to inform the people of Masorado how many $1 million was been printed? Don't you think so? But we said that we love him. People are jumping. Have you asked yourself, there is no tariff on rice in our country? Have you sat down and think, why is it that rice price is increasing day by day? Have you actually think about that? I said this government is corrupt. And I'm admitting that this government is actually corrupt. This government is no different from her predecessors. This government is corrupt in a sense. When you are discussing the issues of corruption, you should come with facts. Are we not aware that up to now, as we speak, the Liberian government has refused to tell the Liberian people what happened to their rights? The rights that was given to the Chinese. The rights that was given by the Chinese government to sell so that they can be able to reduce prices on the Liberian market. Because wherein there are surplus of goods, at the end result, what happens? The price of that commodity decreases. Because if you have 2 to 3 companies that are bringing the same goods in a country, what happens? The price for that identical commodity decreases on the market. So in that line, the Chinese government gave the Liberian people, through the Liberian government, 50, 40, 40 continuum. 50, 40 feet continuum was given. 50 of it loaded with rice. The Liberian government received it, but yet they have refused to tell the Liberian people what happened to that rice. That in itself is corruption. That in itself is a massive corruption, and we will not relent, and people that think that we will stop talking, we will not. For us, we must discuss issues that are in the interest of our people. If your justification is just more than we are just taking over, it's not too soon to be clear. It's not too soon. What have happened to the 360? The 536? The 536, the loan, is not in our interest. Look, to have corrupt Emmanuel Shaw, wherein the justice minister was not even a signatory to that deal. You think Councillor Musa Dean stupid? Do you think he really stupid? The 536 is not in our interest. The loan has a lot of flaws, and the Liberian people will not again benefit. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf government took sufficient millions of dollars. Look at where our country is. And this government going to take 536 from a company that was established less than 2 years ago. And then we claim that this government is in our interest. We claim that President Weah is in our interest. Chicken feet, pig feet. Do you think those are commodities that we are speaking of? The Liberian people decided to get in the street. It was not because of chicken feet. It was not because of pig feet. The Liberian people felt disenchanted because the price of Pecos rice increased. The rice today on the Liberian market, the prices have increased. What Ministry of Commerce is doing? When we contacted the Ministry of Commerce to give us a clear understanding what have happened to the rice. The rice was received by the Liberian government since February. What has happened to the rice? The rice has disappeared in thin air. 50 feet. You have 40 feet continue, 40 feet continue. 50 of it was given to us. And what have happened? The Liberian people are not enjoying their own country. We have become displaced in our land. We have become the problem to ourselves. The Liberian people have become beggars in their own land. A country that turned their back to God. That country will not get on the right path until the people in the land can accept that there is God. Our country, Liberia, our leaders are completely society-driven. The Masonic, the Eastern Star. Someone will argue that because Ellen Johnson Sirleaf did not support Joseph Newman Boakai because he's not members of the Masonic crowd. And Josh Manuel Weah is, that is somebody else's argument. Do you really need to be a society, a ranking member within a society, a court, before becoming a president of our land? Do you really need to? The country landee preside at Crown Hill, where they discuss the interests of our country. Few members of the brotherhood sit down to discuss our country interests. But because the masses themselves have refused to elect an individual that is in the interest of our land. It happens in the days of old. When God told Solomon, he said, I will communicate. When the people came from Israel, the Israelites, God told them, I will not be communicating with you guys like I did in past time. It was God that was speaking. So I will send someone to you guys that I will communicate through. And that person was Samuel. And guess what the Israelis said? They said to our Creator, they said to Samuel, go. We want our own king. Samuel went back to God crying. And what happens? God told Samuel, don't cry. Because the children of Israel, it's not you that they have rejected, but they have rejected me. It is me that the children of Israel has rejected. Hunger struck in the land. Poverty. Drought. And then what happens? Later on, before they realize. Keep your call coming on 215-61-594-6133. We'll take a short musical break and we'll be right back.
Some of you may be aspiring to positions of leadership in the political arena, but the question is, why do you want to lead?
We come here again. Who wanna roll cities? He come here again. Who wanna roll job? We are coming again. Who wanna roll mama Joe? I come here again. Up in the roll cities, she come here again. Chayane Camiso, Victory, better more and roll, save your better victory, jumping up, take you away, victory, better get away, victory. We come here again, we first the winners game. We come here again, coalition for democratic change, now the whole country champion and coming so. You better move a road, I say you better move your foot. You keep raising get away, victory, better get away, victory. Say I'm on bo, I say I come, I table, go corridor.
Keep your call coming. Someone asking us to give facts. Let me give you the website for you to check your information. Go to www.china.org.com. www.china.org.com. The Chinese government gave the Liberian people, through this government, Josh and Weah led government, they gave us 1,243 metric tons of rice. I repeat, 1,243 metric tons of rice. That's what the Chinese government gave us. And that is equivalent to 40 feet continuum, 50 of 8. 40 feet loaded. What this government has done? Has this government given an account of that rice? This government that we claim that is in the interest of the Liberian people, what happened to the 1,243 bag of rice? Metric tons. 1,243 metric tons of rice. What have happened to it? You want us to be jubilating? Or you want this government? You want the Liberian people to be happy? Is that what you want? When you refuse to give account of the resources, if you continue to give of flashing statements, the information ministry have also refused to comment on these issues. They have refused to comment on these issues. And some of us, we are clear that this government is corrupt so far that you have refused to give account of the Liberian people rice. They did not give the rice to Josh and Weah because he is one of the funniest presidents in the world. They never gave him the rice because Josh and Weah is someone who understands the issue. The people gave 1,243 metric tons of rice to our country since February. The government, in my communication here, the government received it and telling the Chinese people, thank you. But what have happened to that rice? The reason behind giving that rice was to reduce prices on the market. So what have happened to it? Let our viewer tell us, let the citizen tell us what have happened to the rice. Is that not corruption in itself? Now I want for someone to tell me whether that is not corruption. Somebody said, look, for the fact that the rice price in your country has increased, we will give you free rice so that the Liberian people can have. Up to now, this government has refused to tell us what have happened. Moreover, the president has refused to declare his asset. And then you claim that some of us just talking. This government has refused, continue to refuse to declare their assets. And again, with that, we are saying that is not in our interest. A leader lead by example. The leader of our land must lead by example. But the Liberian people, we are the cause of our own problem. We are the cause. Up to now, as we speak, this government, including individuals that are in this government, has refused to also declare their assets. Let's take a short break and we'll be right back.
Liberia's first transfer of power from a democratically elected president to another in 7 decades took place on January 22, 2018, inaugurating Montserrat County Senator George Weah as the successor of Africa's first elected female president, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. President Weah then mounted the podium, pronouncing that his government will work in the interest of the ordinary.
Together, we owe our citizens clarity on fundamental issues such as the land beneath their feet, freedom of speech, and how national resources and responsibility are going to be shifted from this capital to the county.
The Liberian leader decided to inspect what will be his temporary office. He then stopped at the passport division to get a new official passport in commensuration with his new status as head of state of the Republic of Liberia. President George Weah later received in audience 13 African diplomats accredited near Monrovia. The ambassadors had come to pay a courtesy call on the Liberian leader at his foreign ministry office. President Weah commended the African diplomats for their visit and thanked them for working with Liberia towards the conduct of peaceful, free and credible democratic elections.
Let me say welcome to this office. I just want to state that you have my further cooperation and the best working relationship while you are here.
Straight to doing the people's work, the president left Liberia for Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, to attend the 30th Ordinary Session of the Assembly of Heads of State and Government of the African Union, AU. The 30th Ordinary Session marked President Weah's maiden appearance at a gathering of the Continental Body as the new chief executive of Liberia. The Liberian leader focused on the issue of fighting corruption both at home and on the continent. Back home, the president briefed the media on his trip.
I'm very happy. It's a start. We represented our country well, and I made my statement and spoke about fighting corruption. He was detained, and then I joined my colleagues too. But I think going to Addis Ababa, it was a right decision, even though we know we are engaged here. But the fact that we went there was good.
Though traveling from a distance representing the country, President Weah was set to deliver his first State of the Nation address.
Our economy is broken. Our government is broke.
Our currency is in free fall. Inflation is rising. Unemployment is at an unprecedented high, and our foreign reserves are at an all-time low.
Straight into the pro-poor agenda, President George Weah met with the importers of rice and stepped up efforts to ensure the price of the nation's staple food is substantially reduced and made affordable for ordinary Liberians. With the efforts made by the president, rice importers yielded to his request for a reduction in the price of the nation's staple food. The rice importers announced the reduction in the price of a 25-kilogram bag by $2 United States dollars, while the price of a 50-kilogram bag was reduced by $4 US. On the same day, the World Bank Group provided a $25 million budget support grant to the government and expressed commitment to help fund President George Weah's vision for road connectivity, including a coastal highway. The World Bank Group and the government of Liberia signed the agreement at the home of the president as his office was being prepared.
It is indeed a pleasure for us as the World Bank to be signing this grant for Liberia. The grant amount is 24.7 or about 25 million to support the government in its development activities. As a grant, this will not be repaid. It is for the government to decide on priorities, how to utilize these funds.
President George Weah lauded departing unmailed servicemen and women during a colorful send-off program held at the mission's headquarters in Monrovia. The president applauded the outgoing servicemen and women for their sacrifices and bravery in sustaining the peace in Liberia.
I want to express gratitude to the United Nations mission in Liberia for their long-standing support to our peace and stability. Special recognition goes to you, great men and women of the service who left your family to come to Liberia to help keep the peace. The Liberian people will forever remain grateful to you for your bravery and service to our great nation.
The Liberian chief executive went on to meet with a delegation of the Liberia Business Association, the Patriotic Entrepreneurs of Liberia, the Pinsville Business Association, and petty traders in the C. Cecil Dennis Auditorium at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Monrovia.
If you listen to my speech, Liberia will not be spectator in their own country. I'm looking around, trying to get all of the agencies that are responsible for the country to move forward. So I'm here, I'm going to listen to you all, and then together we'll design a plan how we can move forward. Thank you.
Under Madam Salif's administration, she had instituted a policy relative to the 25% of all government procurement opportunities going to Liberian businesses. However, we would like to not be restricted to a percentage, especially listening to what you said. When you spoke during the inauguration, you did not speak from a point of we gave you 1% or 2%. Instead, you said you people will no longer be spectators. So as good as the 25% is, for which we need to start from, we also would like to see how we can look at all.
Keep your call coming on 215-594-6133. This is the Abrakar Talk Show. You have listened to the president and listened to the facts that we are giving you this morning. So keep your call coming on 215-594-6133. We said that President Weah, is that not a contradiction for you to say that you took over a country broke? Ellen Johnson Sirleaf's statement to the world, she said she left 150 million. And President Weah is telling the Liberian people that he took over the country broke. But in less than 1 year, the president demolished his home. Currently, as we speak, the president is currently constructing, revamping his home in Ghana. In less than 1 year. In less than 1 year, President Weah has started selling his image. The president went to City Hall to sell his image to the Lebanese community. Go to Monrovia City Hall website. The Lebanese community presented 50,000 through Jefferson Koji. Is that ESF is not corruption? Go to www.china.org.com. The Chinese government gave 1,243 tons of rice to the Liberian people since February. Up to now, as we speak, we are not seeing the rice. No account. We contacted the Commerce Ministry. I'll take our first caller. Caller, what is your name and where are you calling from? Welcome to the Abrakar Talk Show.
Avery, thank you very much for the opportunity. I'm calling from Fargo, North Dakota. My name is Christopher Tobasi.
Christopher, go ahead, Chief.
Yeah, I mean, you touched on something that struck me, you know, the issue of Masonic, you know, and how it's affecting our country, you know, and I think you made a right call, you know. I think that's some of the impediment we are seeing in Liberia, you know, people into all type of organizations and then controlling our core system, controlling the minds of our people and this and that, but it did not start on this precedent. You know, I hope as we move forward, this government will be able to strengthen our justice system so that everybody can get fair trial, so that people cannot get special favor. I think we should enforce the laws in our country. The laws are there, and we should empower the justice minister and the police director or the police chief, Patrick Sulu.
How will we do it when the president is in alignment with those that have been caught in massive corruption? When this government in less than 1 year, they have started dangling and warning with corruption. When corruptions continue to give, then slaps in their faces.
No, but AB, this government has not yet been corrupt. There's no.
But give account of the Liberian people rights.
Yeah, but AB, first of all, I want to say thank you to the Honorable, to His Excellency, Mr. President George Weah, for the massive reduction in tariffs. Almost 2,000 commodities, that's a lot. You know, when he do good things, we must commend him for that. And
there is no tariff on rice. Why is it that on the Liberian market, rice price have increased?
If it left with me, because even this government in the future, I think they will do something about our rights issue.
Thank you, Chief.
I think, let me make my last point. I think we should have a few people, not many people, but at least if we can have 20 to 30 Liberians importing rice. I mean Liberians. I'm not talking about Lebanese. I mean Liberian importing rice into the country. It will make a sense. You know,
when the Lebanese are controlling our resources, when the Lebanese are buying the image of the president and giving 50,000 to the president. Oh, thank you, Chief.
No. Abby, you cannot just say 50,000.
But to charity, there's a charity. The president charity program that will here at City Hall. When you started hearing about President Weah charity program?
Well, Abby, we can hear about it any day. Look, the Lebanese, what it did is not a bad thing.
So my question to you is, it's not a bad thing. Why President Weah did not sell his image when he was football player, when he was peace ambassador, why he did not have a charity program? Because nobody cares. Nobody was going to go there. The Lebanese community was not going to give him a dime. When he was senator, why he never went to City Hall to declare a charity program for him to have the program? Nobody was going to go there because nobody cares. But he did it when he is president. Thank you.
Maybe our problem in Liberia is trust. We do not trust our own people and our leaders. That's our problem. Liberians don't trust each other's judgment. It's sad. I wish we could trust each other a little bit more so that we can move our country forward. It will only move forward on trust. Liberians do not trust their own people and leaders. It is sad, my dear brother.
Thank
Even
you.
for what you now, there's so many Liberians who don't trust their judgment. And that's how we've been. And we need to stop that. We need to start trusting our own doctors, our own police officers, our own president, our own government officials. If we do not do that, we will have a problem in our country. Trust is our problem. Thank you very much.
Keep your call coming on 215-594-6133. Those that are asking, go to www.china.org.com. Go there, you will see how much tons of rice the Chinese government gave to our country. Up to now, the government has refused to tell the Liberian people what have happened to the rice. Up to now, they have not given account of the rice. But yet, in a communication that we have, the Liberian government was telling us thank you for the fact that they have received. They received the rice. But up to now, nothing. The Liberian people, they themselves have not been informed. If some of us have not gone to the Chinese media to dig out this information to bring it to you, then you will say, oh, it is an allegation. But President Weah make it clear in a communication on the Chinese website, indicating that they have received this rice. Up to now, what have happened to our rice? What have happened to the report? The president, look, some of us, we are now fools. We are not fools, and we are not prepared to be one. President Weah, don't you think it himself a violation? Let's take this call from Liberia. Caller, what is your name and where are you calling from? Welcome to the Abrakar Talk Show.
I'm Timothy Smith calling from Monrovia.
Chief, how are you doing?
I'm okay, brother.
Quickly to the issue, Chief.
Look, I'm happy today to hear the information from you. That one was telling the people, the Liberian people, that this government will not even be there for the people. They always want everything for themselves. You see the president getting in power and people giving him pain today. People offering him pain. And today our people in the Middle East they are suffering. They can't even get medicine. Right now the interior of our brothers and sisters are there. They are called up. Medicine not going there again. No drugs going there. And people that are suffering in the country. We can't get it now. We're talking to people say we complaining, we go find job and shut our mouth. But this government made good for the people, for us. The government made good for us. How can the people give you rest and you cannot tell the Liberian people what you take for us? Some people, what the Chinese government give us, get account. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they say more. We know anything more. Shut up.
Well, shut up. And the government is going on with massive corruption. How you call it one year? They give you rest in your country. Your people in the country suffering. Food for the people to eat. Our simple food, rest.
40 feet continuous. The Chinese government gave 40 feet continuous, 50 of it. 50. 50 of it, which is equivalent to 1,000. Listen, which is equivalent to 1,243 tons of rice. Each tons of rice is equivalent to 2,480 bags of rice. We lost that caller. Keep your call coming on 215. That caller was from Liberia. Keep your call coming on 215 594 6133. This is the Abrakar Talk Show. Sorry if you don't want to listen to the facts. Sorry, here we hold our feelings and give our audience the facts. Now I challenge the seditions to tell whether that is not true. I challenge you to tell me whether that is not true. I am giving you, if you want to see it, go on my page. My name is Mzee Abraham K. Kamara on Facebook. Go there, you will see the document. Doctor, this one. Caller, what is your name and where are you calling from? Welcome to the Abrakar Talk Show.
Yes, good morning. I'm calling from New York.
Quickly to the issue, Chief.
Yeah. Anyway, great show, by the way. Great show, by the way. Look, corruption in Liberia has not been something new.
Can I hold you right there so we'll take the call from Liberia and I will come back to you?
No problem.
Thank you. Caller, what is your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, hello. My name is Patrick and I call from Liberia.
Your voice is not clear. It's like you covering your mouth covertly for you to speak.
I think I have earpiece in my ear. My name is Patrick and I call from Liberia. You hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, okay. I just listen to you. You're talking on some things that actually there's no fact in. How can you blame the government on things that happen in other parts of the government? Why would you blame the government on it? I mean, you're saying that the president is corrupt.
Now the government, I said the president corrupt. Now bad thing, how you want me to say?
No.
Okay, give us a can of the rice.
He said the president is corrupt. Yeah, what yardstick are you using?
The government is corrupt. The yardstick are you seeing? The yardstick.
How many years we are working?
You don't have to spend years before we. You don't have to spend years before we indicate that you corrupt. The baboon cannot leave his black hand. You get 30 more seconds, Chief.
I know you're still cutting off. You tell me you're preaching bachelor and you are getting money and you're corrupt. Please do your research before you come on public radio.
But I'm giving you my source. Thank you, Chief.
No.
Yeah, go ahead quickly. Hello? Too bad for us. Keep your call coming on 215. You want us to sit down? You want us to sit down until things can get to zero before we can be able to speak out? Okay, this one. Caller, what is your name and where are you calling from? Welcome to the Abrakar Talk Show.
Good morning, AB. This is Angel. I'm calling from Connecticut.
How you doing, man?
How are you? I'm good.
Quickly.
Our people in Liberia is dying, AB. They are dying. But I don't think as a leader you're supposed to stay in power for 10 years before you start doing something for the country.
Yeah, that's what
I don't think you have to stay in power for 15 years to start doing stuff for the country. No, it don't work that way. If the sedition, whatever you try to tell them the truth and point to it, they get mad at you. You're not supposed to do it. The government just getting in power, so they're supposed to stay 25 years. So that now it's their time to eat. So they're supposed to eat.
But I told the people, go on my page. If you want the information, go on my page. You don't need to send me friend requests. If you want to, that's fine. Go on the page and you will see it. I'm not giving you information that myself made.
No more. It's not like before we never had access to all these things. Now we got access. When you get right, you're supposed to tell the people, this is the right I got, and I'm going to put it in the market. I sell it for either $10 for bag or $15 for bag, so for my people to be able to eat, because this is Liberian people stable food, right? And people are die in that country. If you spend $400, it's into nothing no more. Because bread already is $75 now. So the $25 cannot even cook or soup.
My people, carrying $500 for resale and eating a joke.
My son, lost their loan in that country is not small money. I'm telling you, people is suffering and people is dying. And we're looking at it like we shouldn't say nothing about it. Don't talk because the man just got into power, so he had to settle him and his family first. The vice president saying, "Oh, this is their time. Their time has come."
Yeah, their time to eat.
It's not like you're supposed to tell it like bring people that your time yet. This is your time. I thought you there for the poor people to try to do better, but now it's getting worse every day. And when you speak about it, they don't want you to talk about it. You shouldn't say nothing because it's their time to eat. It's their time. Thank God we get people like you that go into details, digging in these people's closet. Every day they fall out there, they will come out. We'll be putting it on every time. Every day they fall out there. If we see something, we will say something. We'll not keep quiet.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You think that some of us can be deterred? But you even coming to insult us. That will stop me. I got thicker skin. Laute Prince. Prince, good morning.
Yes, good morning, Brother Evie. How are you this morning?
Not bad, Chief. How are you doing?
Well, thank God. I'm grateful that I'm here again to sharpen the contradiction and provide the facts.
Okay. Quickly.
All right. The first thing is that we want for those who have been spreading rumors and falsehood to tell us whether if your information is anything that we should live by, whether the rights is not against the PPCC instrument. That is the first thing we want you to please do for us. The second thing is that we want to look at the safety, especially those of you that have been condemning the government, to look at the safety of the rice, whether is consumable, whether it's something that is safe, because the president said we'll be eating the rice. So we want for you guys to really look at that and then come up and then we address that issue quickly.
Okay.
Thank you. Going forward to the next issue, Brother Ebi, let's understand that this particular government did not import problem when they were coming. These were problems that this government met on the ground. These were problems that this government met on the ground.
But
and I think what this government is doing, Brother Ebi, realistically speaking, is it is solving the problem. Today, you see that there is a massive tariff reduction on major commodities in the Liberian market that never happened in 12 years. My brother Ebi, let's be fair. Is this not an effort? Today, we are seeing within the government that the Internal Audit Agency is auditing government payroll and discovering ghost name. Is this not an effort that is made by this government to fight corruption? Today, we are seeing that this president have reduced the salary of his people, taking the most maximum rates ever that a president can ever do since 1847 to reduce his cabinet member's salary. My brother, is this not fighting corruption? Are we not going somewhere? Or are we expecting that this government will come and do everything? I thought we can start from 1, then we'll go to 2, and we'll go to 3. Today, we are seeing that this government is fronting all out, bringing equipment. Look at the JFK that people are talking about. Don't you know that there is renovation that is going on at JFK? But you people are not saying it. Hey, my people, we're begging you. Let's be fair to Liberia and let's be fair to this particular government. Somebody is saying corruption. Where are the evidences to prove that there are corruption? My brother Ebi, you are an educated man. You know better than I do, or most of us do. I think when you accuse somebody of corruption, there must be evidences to show beyond all reasonable doubt that this person is corrupt. But my brother, to come up and insinuate, we know that your leg upon. We probably lacking and we lack the Liberian people, but let's be fair. Let's be very real with the issue.
Thank you. You know, I like Prince. And Prince is a very good young man. But my thing is, Prince, you want us to know what are the rest the Chinese people get, what I say for consumption? The first thing first, if the Chinese people are giving rest, this is not the first time. The Chinese people continue to give the Liberian people food. During Chatelain administration, it was the Taiwanese government that was giving all rice. But the rice that was given by this government, they have refused to tell the Liberian people what have happened to their rice. Is that not wickedness in a higher place? Is that not corruption? Prince, while President Weah When he was senator, he did not have a charity fundraising program to City Hall because nobody cares. Nobody will go there. Why, when he was peace ambassador, why President Weah did not go to have a charity, fundraising program? Because nobody will go there. Nobody cares. People will not take him serious. But look at what have happened. In less than 1 year, the president developed all kinds of strategy to siphon resources of, if not money from the Lebanese community. You saw the Lebanese community giving Josh Manan Weah 50,000 for his image. Caller, what is your name and where are you calling from? Welcome to the Abraka Talk Show.
Hey, how you doing? This is Fred.
Fred, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. How you doing?
Not bad, Chief.
Yeah, I've been following the talk show about this issue, and there's some lapses in the government, and there's some of the proceeding that they're trying to do. But the thing is, like the statement from Weah to the Inform County that clearly said this is our time to enforcing people to join the ruling party, if not, and all that kind of stuff. I think it undermines the integrity of the government. So
that ESL present the government differently in the international community.
It presents the government wrong, and that is just a bad image. I think the president need to come out the communication and need to do a press statement talking to the people of Brown County. I think there's some progress being made when it comes to the by-election with the constitutional violation. There's some progress made, and the executive wrote the legislature in order to be able to settle a date.
Long hold you right there and take the call from Liberia. I will come right back to you. Caller, what is it and where are you calling from? We lost that caller. Yeah, Fred, quickly.
Okay, one of the things is, so the problem is people talking about time. You see, our constitution have a process, and in this process, it's not matter how you take about 10, 15 years, right? There are a lot of procedure you need to follow according to the constitution. That takes, for example, when it comes to the by-election. Whether you take power today, there's a guideline in the constitution that when there's by-election and when the part of the House, either the representative or the Senate, when they notify the election commission, it should be in 90 days. So that is not about being 3-4 years to say we'll spend 4 years before we have the by-election. It should be done within the constitutional due time. So those are things that there's nothing like soon or there's nothing that late about it. You got to follow the exact procedure of the constitution. But yet and still, you mentioned about the Global Witness report. I saw some of the release, and the president wrote the legislature thing. The people mentioned within that report are supposed to be refunding. I saw various categories. There are few people who are supposed to be paying $35,000. The government account, another group of people supposed to be around 18,000. I think 2 persons supposed to be on a 5,000 basis. So the process is ongoing. The report, the president have to view it, and then they have to go through, and then they have to give them time to deposit this money back into government account. If they refuse, the government will go and prosecute them. So we know it's a process. Yeah, we know it's a process, and the time will actually come.
Okay.
That's part of the government making a lot of mistakes, and we're also encouraging them that the last Friday in July deadline they've been waiting for. I think we'll have like 2 months to go. So they should be all waiting to go and declare their asset on the scene last Friday, because if they go against the mandate of the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission, then that will be another more problem. So we urge this government to follow all necessary process and keep in line with the Constitution.
Thank you, Chief. In 90 days, you should conduct elections. It doesn't say when you take office, when you spend, 6 months. Well, I'll take this one from New Jersey. Caller, what is your name and where are you calling from? Welcome to the Abraka Talk Show.
Abraka.
My name is Mzee Abraham.
Yes, Abraka. This is your nephew, Vasily Abraham Dolly. Calling from.
See him, brother. How you doing, Chief?
Thank you very much. Well, thank you for the informative program. I enjoy a lot. Well, one the hallmark of the political profession is people having divergent views, and I respect your views, but there are some I will take, but there are some I beg to differ with. Okay. My focus this morning is when the pro government is accused of being corrupt. Well, I'm of the opinion, Brother Kamara, that the statement is superficial in that before you accuse one of being corrupt, you must have preponderance of evidence. I believe that probably it would have been good if you had said that there may be semblance of corruption. But to come out with a blanket statement that the issue of the rights given by the Chinese government, that in itself automatically makes the government corrupt. We should have the government held culpable. I beg to differ. And why do I? Listen, donations to a foreign government, there are processes involved before the rights is distributed. And we have challenges in that country. Before you have over 30,000 army soldiers from all walks of life. Today we have challenges. You have the security apparatus, the police, the army. Probably the rights that have been given to the army or the police, because we have security challenges, not like before when you had army. And in one of your talk shows, you talk about the budgetary allotment to NSA or so. Who's going to occupy the loopholes we have right now? I'm not saying that the right was given to the police, but I'm saying that let us assume that the right was given to the police or it was given to the army. You have people at the borders. You have people in Panjama. You have people in the various countries. These are soldiers who are working, and they are not getting enough money. Probably the right may have been given to them. I'm assuming.
That is assumption. I know you assuming.
Yeah, I'm assuming that the rights may have been given to them.
But do you think the president selling his image?
Yeah, let me learn. It is possible, Mr. Kamara, the rights may have been given to the police, to the army. Because normally this is how it is done. I was in government before. Because the army people, they must ensure that there's maximum security in the absence of army.
Although the manpower is less than 2,000 though.
Listen to me, big vacuum in the country. Okay? It is possible. If you went to Guinea, the Guinean army, they give them a bag of rice every month. Probably the rice is given to the army, we don't know. Probably it has been given to the police and the immigration, we don't know. But to assume void of fight that the government is corrupt, to me, I don't want to call it being disingenuous, but it is superficial.
Okay.
Then, yeah. And
quickly, we have other callers, Chief.
Yeah, let me learn now. Let me learn.
No, you have the time. You have 1 more minute.
Okay. With respect to revamping, given to the community he came from, I think we should commend the president.
For what?
The president is a moral leader. If he launched a charity and people came to manifest goodwill to him, and he didn't put it in his pocket, he gave the money to change the thing to electrify Gibraltar. But the dividend has been felt. The dividend has been felt by the community in that area, and I think that was something positive. It was a new president. No one had done it before. This is the only president for the first time. He came from Islam. Okay, he ascended to the helm of power. He went there and gave the money, $400,000, gave it to the people, changed the thing, electrified the community. I think we should commend the president.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Loud to this call. Caller, what is your name and where are you calling from? Welcome to the Abrakar Talk Show.
Yeah, my name is A. Gonde. I'm calling from Bristol, PA.
Quickly.
Yes, I want to talk on the issue of this rice. Yeah, rice has been...
I will address the CM brother comment. I have a serious response to it, but I will take you quickly to the issue, Chief. The rest.
Yeah, you know, rice has been the major politics in Liberia for a long time. And we need to go away from that. What we need to be talking about is how government can institute some sort of economic, program that will help our people to produce their own food.
Here we go.
From 1979, this race politics has been going on in Liberia and is destroying the fabric of our economy. And government has always used rice to have control of the people's stomach. They are not opening up the importation of rice. They control that commodity so much that there will always be a need for the Liberian people to run after rice. So we should be pressing government to institute program, some sort of strong agro-economic program that is going to help our people produce their own food.
Thank you.
The next thing I want to talk about is the issue of the Masonic in Liberia. Masonic has been from time to time, since the inception of Liberia, has been the breeding ground for corruption. We need to strongly separate that Masonic from government, because Masonic has had strong control over government in Liberia.
President Weah is a very strong member of the Masonic Society.
Yeah, and all other government that come in will see this thing as a safe haven to sit and use the Liberian people at all times. So we need to do everything possible to separate that Masonic from government, because it has had strong control over government over the time.
Thank you, Chief.
So that's the contribution I want to make.
Thank you. Let me respond to Vafli. The thing is, Vafli, I am saying this government is corrupt. Take it to the bank and cash it. I should be glorifying President Weah for going to Gibraltar. Vafli, if you don't know, look at the budget. The budget indicates that the president have a presidential project. There are funds allocated for presidential project. So President Weah don't need to go sell his image before he can go to Gibraltar and renovate places. He don't need to. If you claim that he just launching this charity program, so the people of Gibraltar just started living in the deplorable condition? Is that what you're telling me? When President Weah was senator, why he did not launch the charity program to help the people of Gibraltar? The funds was not even given to government. But there are money allocated in the budget for presidential project. So I will not be telling President Weah thank you for going to Gibraltar and desperately performing. Then you want me to glorify him? No. Brother Vafle, I disagree with you respectfully. Respectfully, I disagree with you. President Weah, this government is corrupt. When you got to know about the rest, if it have not been some of us that have the training of the Communist Party, soup, we went into the Chinese society to dig out this information. Until now, some Liberians, this is their first time hearing about this whole Chinese rice. But this rice was given by this government since February. You want us to be glorifying him? We'll take 2 more calls.
Some of you may be aspiring
and
to
then we'll
positions
come back.
of leadership in the political
We
arena.
have 2 more calls to take, and then
Question
we'll
is,
call it
why
a
do
day.
you want to lead? In Africa, the shortest route to ill-gotten wealth is political leadership. If you want to get wealth without...
Abraham, yeah. Good morning, Chief. Good morning, my friend and brother from Philadelphia.
My people, where you at? Where you at? Wake up from your slumber. Stop.
Rebecca Wesley.
Whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your... Come on.
Rebecca, how are you doing this morning, my dear? I hope you're doing great. We're exposing the people and then they are insulting us.
The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us.
Let's take this one. Caller, what is your name and where are you calling from? Welcome to the Abrakar Talk Show.
Yeah, my name is Danny Barry and I'm calling from Bimoy, Iowa.
Quickly to the issue, Chief.
Yeah, this morning I think somebody mentioned about the Mason society, and that is the main thing in that country. I can remember when Weah joined the Mason society, the UBS society in Liberia, I think 3 years ago, 2015, and I took all my Liberian brothers out of working to say, listen, we are going to win the election, but Weah is already there, so his vision will never come to pass. And they begin to argue. I said, listen, they are already bastards here in corruption. So they will put him there to continue what they started. Okay, to call all my Russia here, as a president friends, they are not in healing. So how come all your friends who are making donations to you, they are in healing? Nobody know them. What kind of man you are? What kind of president you are that your friends are in healing? Then what kind of people you making friends with? You see, wisdom is so powerful than education. Now I always tell people, without wisdom, you cannot lead people. And that's why most of the Liberians or leaders, they are suffering because of wisdom. The education is there, but how to go through some tough people, you need wisdom of God. But our country, that I was just telling you, I feel listen, I pray to God. What I'm looking for, let me get back to Liberia. There will be a war, but this war is not by bullet, it's not by gun. With Liberia, we need a total spiritual warfare in our country. Because if we don't do it, we're going to die, and our generation will die, and Liberia will remain the same.
Thank you. Thank you, Chief. We'll take one more call, and then we'll see who's going to be that lucky caller this morning. Loretta, my sister from Europe. How you doing? I hope you're doing good. We're exposing the proper government gradually. The monkey can never leave his black hand. That lucky caller is here. What is it mean and where are you calling from? Welcome to the Abrakar Talk Show.
Shelton, calling from Connecticut.
Oh, quickly.
Yeah, Evie.
Yeah, Chief.
My man, I want to ask you two questions. What you guys trying to achieve?
What we're trying to achieve?
Yeah, what you guys actually trying to achieve?
For the Liberian people's life to be improved.
So you think by lying, it will improve the Liberian people's life?
I don't have answer to that because what I'm saying here this morning, listen. What I'm saying here this morning, I have facts to what I'm saying. It is a glaring fact that President George Manuel Weah received 50,000 from the Lebanese community in support of his charity fundraising program wherein he was selling his image and he had a program to set it up. That is facts. The next thing is, it is a glaring fact and with information in my hand. It's also available to www.china.org.com. He left the line. Love to this caller. Caller, what is your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, AB, I'm seriously funny from Monrovia.
Yeah, quickly.
You know, people that are calling on your show, AB, they're talking about you lying and insulting. Don't listen to them. You know what I'm saying? Let the people show us. Hello?
I'm listening. You live.
Yeah, let the people tell us, same President Weah or playing football. Where are some of the man here? He left on to for the laboratory look at the say here. The president here, the president, he will do work for our country. You know what I'm saying? You say they're working every. The people are putting their hand in corruption, even though we don't hear corruption or corrupt cases on them. But now they are going in there with people that are having corrupt cases on their hands. You know what I'm saying? The country going in a different way. Every day telling her, and you telling her for here, baby, I'm left on Firestone to Broad Street. I pay $350 liberty. $300 liberty from Firestone to Broad Street. Can you imagine?
Mosquito got two for 25.
For 5. You know what I'm saying? Mosquito. When you prefer traffic person, you driving sticking fee. Maybe the chicken in a year like a year, so Spanish sticking in the country, my brother. But when they saw out the whole thing, they're purple. They are saying when you bought rafting, that sticking in the chicken.
What kind of chicken fee? What kind of chicken fee coming in the country looking blah blah? When people talk, you say we're lying. But thank you, Chief.
They say we're lying. They're chicken, now the news are getting the chicken glass because they want to see how up the chicken. And the people on that block, we suffering every day. Now the president yesterday giving me clean. It's so easy cutting off. Then now, my brother, cut off. No medicine in the interior. So when you more better, they can be talking, the stop show, they're stopping us. The so easy is then I cut off. No drugs. Imagine when somebody in labor pain, when somebody in pain coming to the hospital. You know, no, I'm not moving. They're going in court. They're flashing all around a target there. Look at the way you draw today. The people they use food. The food are how somebody talking your talk show must wear the food in it. You have to see your own people, your children in your house, you feel today. How do we live? How do you expect people to survive? And now you only prioritize for raw government official. The Labrador players are voted for you the few days. You're all in your ring, you're all in your phone. You're doing it. Look at the demand for the vice president. Whole sitting bad person is talking about saying, I'm not going to get my bread and somebody that my son to eat. Your husband was president, you ate. You in the medicine, you ate our money. You know what I'm saying? Then you fast president for the country for Christ's sake. And you're talking about seeing the country attack. You're talking about my son to eat.
Thank you, Chief.
So, so nobody will come on your show and tell you, you don't know when you see that they fast. People are suffering. People are really suffering. Really, the people are working, my brother. When they get their car and they come on the street, they all eat. They can go beg their friends to the police restaurant for the food in the car.
Thank you.
The people are government. Can you share with people? Thank you. On the ground. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The caller that called from Connecticut with the number 202. I am waiting for you before we close this morning. I'm waiting for your call. If you want me to call you, I can also call you. But it will be good for you to call so you can tell me what I'm saying that make it to be lie. It is true that President Weah received 50,000. And the 50,000, why the Lebanese people did not take the 50,000 to President Weah's office to give it to Nathaniel Magay. But they carried to Jefferson Kochi to City House. When you guys realize that President Weah had charity program, if it is true that President Weah is having charity program, then I am now zest to know who are those guys that are managing the charity, because you cannot be managing the charity program at the same time managing the state of affairs. He is back. Allow take him. You was asking your question before you went off the line. And I want to make my audience understand that I did not cut you off. You went off.
I understand that, brother. I know.
Quickly to the issue.
Yeah.
I told you what I want to achieve. I want the life of our people to improve. That's what the Abraka talk show want to achieve.
That's what I'm saying. If you think the Liberian people's life will improve by you giving them false information,
what the false information I have given here this morning?
So my brother,
what the false information I have given here?
That this government is corrupt. As false information there.
Is there not in violation of our Constitution, Article 90, that the president not supposed to be doing what he did to City House?
You can, if the thing is in violation, why you think we got our legislature over there for?
Oh, okay.
Why are they not even saying anything when in fact
because the legislature don't speak, so that means we ourselves should not speak.
No, because what you say can no basic. No facts in it.
Are you aware that the Chinese government gave Liberia 1,243 tons of rice?
Brother, that news that's still news. Long time that thing was up. The government even talk about it long time.
Where is the rice? If you claim a long time, where is it?
That's still news. What I'm telling you.
Where is it?
The rest is in Liberia. You know where you get your information.
The Commerce Ministry refused. The Commerce Ministry refused to respond to the issue.
Well, you guys can still be thinking, but let me tell you one fact.
Okay, my brother, give your.
Let me tell you something. During the campaign, right? People were saying all sorts of crazy things about this president, and I went on some talk show and never Weah movement. I say you're not destroying George Weah. You're making him more popular. You're making him popular to the extent that he will win the election overwhelmingly. And they didn't believe me.
One thing
I went on our podcast show and I went on I get a call show, and I told them later on I got to understand when he started to even start promoting a candidate, it was late. And I'm telling you, what you guys doing? You are making George Weah more popular. I'm telling you for real. Instead of you guys really attack the issue, like going after things that are happening in the country, like concession agreement, and other people are taking advantage of that. Let government see the loophole to be able to close it up, promote your candidate. Since they're in file, since they're also over.
But we're not in campaign time, man.
Well, no, what election are time for you to start taking all things?
Now we are discussing how best our country can improve. We're not discussing the issues of campaign.
The country is improving, brother. How you can talk about the improving?
The country is improving with back of rest on the $5. Is that what you call improvement?
Brother, let me tell you one thing, Liberia.
When US rate 143, is that what you call improvement with gas price going up?
Liberia not responsible for gas price to go down or up. Liberia produce gas. Liberia either is not producing food, rice, our stable food, brother. So until we get to the store and start growing our own stable food, rice price will always
go up. Our own stable food, you giving Ministry of Agriculture $5 million? 1.5% of the total budget going to agriculture. That in itself is in violation with the ECOWAS treaty and agreement that was signed.
What was the amount allocated for agriculture?
The agriculture ministry, you get agriculture ministry $5 million, then you get security, you get EPS.
What was allocated for the agriculture?
Hey, my man, you want to listen or you want just be talking? Agriculture ministry, you give agriculture ministry $5 million, then you get EPS $7 million and a change. Then you telling me Liberia will be so sustainable country?
Brother, you will see in the next 3 years.
Thank you.
You will see the difference.
All right. We're not going anywhere. We've been doing this since 2017.
Maybe we'll call you. Maybe you'll put your head between your legs, like have to put a tape between the bar and say, "Oh, you will see the truth."
Okay.
Instead, you guys will be in denial.
Okay, Chief.
All right. Thank you, man.
This is actually our final call. Our final caller.
Yeah.
Can you reduce the monitor of the volume of your monitor, please, or you go away from it?
Yeah. Good morning, sir.
I'm still getting the feedback.
Yeah. Hello.
I'm still getting the terrible feedback.
Hello.
Hello. I'm still getting the terrible feedback from your receiver.
Oh, but I'm far away from the receiver. Hello.
Okay, you much better now.
Yeah. My name is Alex. From Washington D.C. Caller Jeff call in the studio in your studio just now. Look, these guys, man, they're forgetting to know George Weah is not a president of CDC. George Weah is the president of Liberia. The people of that country that who George Weah is president for. Why he coming up on national radio telling you that George Weah, you're going to make him famous, and if Liberia not suffering, Liberia is moving forward, and things. You know, use a team talks from those kind of people. Those people, they are people who sit there. They don't think about the fact. They just say their own things. Look at the amount of people killing people day and night in Liberia on foolishness. Government not saying nothing about it. People, I'm robbing people. Government not saying nothing about it. Just we have failed the Liberian people to come out and tell the Liberian people the country budget, how much he made in the budget, how much he operating on, all those kind of things. Then he's trying to say that the government is not corrupt. The government is corrupt. The government still got a lot of corrupt people around them, so they're still going to be corrupt. So those kind of people are coming and saying that you're going to make sure we are famous, just look at them and laugh at them. Because there is nothing there to make somebody famous and your people are all suffering. They don't even live on $1 per day. And you say you're making somebody famous, 6 years will soon reach.
That boy was saying crap. That crap he was talking.
Yeah, that part of
they don't have the information. When we gave them the information, they say, oh yes, they think that some of us will be like them.
Yeah, for me, I got my people back home. I do send money back home to them, but it sounds like you don't have nobody back home. He doesn't care about people who back home.
My son in Liberia, I send him $50 for my son. I'm feeling bad.
Yeah,
I have to increase it.
Look at U.S. rate. Look at U.S. rate.
Thank you, Chief.
Look at U.S. rate today in Liberia. What the people who call themselves minister and things in Liberia, they can afford for the family to eat. But how about the people who voted you in the seat today?
The people are living in hardship poverty. But thank you. Thank you for your impact. This is the Abrakar Talk Show. Let me make it clear that our anniversary is coming around, and we're going to be giving t-shirts away, and at the same time we're going to be selling t-shirts to our committed listeners, and that t-shirt just going to cost a little of nothing. And we'll also design cap. And so let us make it clear that Honorable Vafi, he is one of the founding members of the CDC, but yet the CDC have forgotten about him. The CDC, the man who was the crafter of that name, the CDC, he have been left aside. Even the former chairman of CDC USA, Asif Tupla, have been also left aside. The CDC chairman USA that even was presiding before Josh Mannen Weah took office, have also been forgetting about. But few individuals have been softening into the process, and those individuals are Ranak Pasakwa Dubayu have been factored into the process. Vast majorities of the Liberian peoples are living in Ajat poverty. The life of our people are not improving. And so we will not pretend, we will give them the facts. And so if you don't like to listen to Mzee Abraham K. Kamara, And I say sorry to those that we are heard this morning, and those that will be heard are the seditions who don't see the dark sides of President George Manet Weah. And let me say thank you to everyone that have tried to call on this network this morning. Even those that tried to call in, but unfortunately we did not pick up your call. We say sorry. But rest assured, tomorrow morning, Mzee Abraham K. Kamara will be here. I will be seated here with Chief Emmanuel Bomosi, my co-host. Probably he would be the drivers tomorrow morning. And so we said bye-bye for now. And to our fan in Liberia, we say continue to send us requests. Continue to like the page. Continue to share our page. And gradually we are getting there. We don't intend to know it all. I am not a journalist. I am not a trained journalist. I'm just a mere talk show host. I am a son of Nima County. And that is the reason why the people call me Umze. So other people call me the Chinese scholar.
We the champion team. Peaceful we remain. International we do bleed. Sing with me, say Aja le 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 oh. Si o le 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 oh. Aja le 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 oh. Si o le 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 oh. Say power to the people. Only bad men and too evil. They say the people why I don't put in there in the spot. They get a big king. No easy rapping can rap the king. Gotta get away. And it's the body in your space. Like Jericho we plugging. CDC now take it. CDC, we the champion team. Boom, New Jersey, ruling party, you're in trouble. Come on, y'all move on the road. CDC coming in with four. We're not taking the straight for Joe. We're batting out to the chicken crow. AFC say y'all win the team, but who about wanna win the team? Now we the champion team, so for the win the game. AFC say y'all turn giant, or win a lion from Zion. Now we the whole country giant, we eat again, and we eating Kayan. So if y'all walk, you be people, y'all be making buck. AFC we not samosa. If y'all ain't on the road, I keep with pour in your mouth. Ruling by the jelly, voila, every one of y'all making paka. You guys see we take over, so y'all coming in with far. We don't have for making fault, all we offer are making love. All the other party then going straight down to the doors. CDC we standing tall, observing and watching y'all. Y'all think that I'm thinking team, to be cheating the winning team. This time we too aware, so we changing the referee. This time we too aware, so we changing the referee. Don't wanna rope, Papa coming again. Papa Georgie coming again. Don't wanna roll Mama Joe coming again. Who wanna roll CDC coming again. Now the whole country giant coming so. Better move I say you're better move your money. You kiss about to get away. You sleepy Papa get away. We coming again. Who wanna roll CDC coming again. Don't wanna roll Joe, we are coming again. Mama Joe, welcome